How many of you have been scrolling through Instagram or TikTok or even Facebook and come across a reel that was glamorizing the rich life and showing how they went from zero to hero and how they went from living in a poor community and now they're selling now they own designer bags and they own expensive cars like Bugatti and stuff like that? How many of you have fallen victim to a course that you purchased in order to achieve the same financial freedom and stability? I am here to hold your hand while I say this. A lot of it is performative. And now what I mean by that is that a lot of these courses are fake. And so now my point with this video is I want to kind of bring awareness to this ongoing issue of these influencers and people online that pretend to give freedom to everyone else by selling their courses and by... How frustrating is it that you purchase a course, you spend the last bit of your savings on a course that promises to give you 10K in a month, only to be left with nothing but the dreams crushed and $0 in your bank account? It's frustrating, right? And it's unethical. These so-called influencers pretend that they're helping you escape the capitalistic rat race, the matrix, as they call it. A lot of people like to use this wording to try to target audiences and target your emotions and make you feel a sense of hope. I read a quote somewhere: hope is a drug and capitalism is its best seller. More and more influencers every single day are pushing the narrative. You can escape your 9-to-5. You can make 10K in a month. You can be financially free and make 6 figures within 3 months. But what they don't tell you is that the reason that they have 10K, the reason that they have those 6 figures in such a fast time is from their courses. It's not from doing what is in their course. It is from quite literally selling all of those courses back to the consumer. I read a quote once that said, "Hope is a drug and capitalism is its best dealer." And these influencers, the problem that I have with them, and the problem you should have with them as well, is that they try to put on an act that they're trying to help you escape the capitalistic rat race and that they're trying to help you escape the matrix. But in reality, they're pushing you further into it. They're giving you a false sense of security and hope that you can change your lives just like them. But what they don't tell you is that most of their income comes through unethical and exploitative means. They don't tell you that the reason that they have all that money, the reason that they can flaunt those designer bags, the reason that all of that is because of their courses. And if it's not because of their courses, you know what they're doing? They're renting out cars. They're renting out designer stuff just to flex it and just to promote their course in order to get more income, in order to profit off of your guys' vulnerability. And I've had enough of it, to the point that I am so passionate about it that I decided I've had to come here and make a video because this is not okay. I myself have fallen victim to these traps, and the problem with this is that they preach and they praise about you can be free, you can be financially stable, but a lot of the times what they're giving back to you is free information on the internet, which brings me to my next point. Now, I don't think there's anything inherently bad with wanting to monetize some of your information and resources that you spent a lot of time and energy to put together, you know? But I personally don't believe in paying over $100 for information that is all over the internet. You get what I'm saying? Like, literally all over the internet. Showing off their designer bags, their designer cars, their mansions, their multiple rental properties. And they tell you that you can achieve all of these things and all of the things in your wildest dreams if you buy their $699 course. It is possible. I truly believe it is possible as well. Sorry for my hair. I'm like taking it out of braids. I believe it's possible to achieve financial stability in your lifetime. You know, it's hard, of course, but at the same time, it's achievable, you know? But how it's being sold is my main problem. You know, these reels and TikToks and all of these aesthetic content are literally just being used as bait from the creators to reel people in to buy their courses to contribute to their income. Like, if you are so rich from selling Canva templates and stuff like that, why are you selling $3,000 courses? Why is your course $400? Like, just to learn how to build, like, templates. Like, and it's really sad, honestly, because these type of courses are really repackaged information. It's all free information that is out there. And now, don't get me wrong, I am not against people wanting to, like, monetize the hard time and effort that they put into their course or their ebook or stuff like that. But when it's just basic repackaged information that you can find for free anywhere, it becomes an issue. It becomes emotional manipulation. You are selling a dream to people who are scraping to get by, and you are calling it empowerment. You guys don't see something wrong with that? Like, they don't see something wrong with that? Like, you are literally using fear marketing. With the 5 spots left, this course is going on sale. It was $1,000, now it's $800. Or the tactic where it's like, I have all these clients who did big, you can too. And they're calling it empowerment when really they're using fear-mongering, fear marketing. They're literally using emotional manipulation to prey on people who are vulnerable and in the lower class. And in doing so, you now are out of $3,000, or you're now out of $400, whatever it is. And now on top of that, you have bills to pay. And this course is not reaping you any benefits. And the cycle continues, you know, for not just you, but for every other person who feeds into this bait, who takes the bait and buys the course. And it's just really saddening because it's like, of course people are going to buy these courses. Of course they're going to buy these ebooks. And of course they're going to buy all of this because don't we all want to be financially free? Don't we all want to be rich? We want to be rich just like you guys. We see the designer bags. We see the rental cars. And a lot of the time, that's another thing. A lot of the time, these cars are not even, like, a lot of these stuff is rented. And they're literally renting it, hoping to gain back revenue on the courses that they're selling to you guys. Now, it is possible to make it big in certain fields of things on social media. Like, don't get me wrong. It is easy to make money. But you do not need a course to get started. Like, I myself am looking into starting in UGC. And, like, I remember I am following a really, like, a long time UGC creator that I've been following for a really long time. And she said there's only 10 spots left and there's a course. And so I researched more about the course and I asked her about it. They say it's $3,000. I'm like, no, don't get me wrong. I was expecting it to be maybe like 1,000 or whatever the case may be. And I got, like, on a phone call with this guy, and I was on the phone with him for, like, an hour, and he was like, yeah, we only have, like, 10 spots. We don't like to accept everybody into our program because we want people who are serious about this. And, like, don't get me wrong. Like, it sounded like they were genuinely trying to help. And I trust this UGC creator. So it's, like, because I've seen her real success on, like, real time because I followed her for, like, honestly, like, 2 years. So, $3,000 for a course? And then I started thinking about, if I'm giving them $3,000, their income is going up exponentially because I'm not the only one giving them $3,000. So are these 5 million other people. And I thought about it more and I was like, what is the point of overpricing a course if you truly feel passionate about helping people? You know, like, I get it. Like, and like the point I was trying to touch on earlier, it's okay to monetize the information and the resources and the time and energy that you put, because in this day and age, of course, like, I get it. But what I'm okay with is, like, a $40 ebook, you know, like, or at max an $100 course on, like, actual detailed information, you know. But what is not okay is thousands of dollars of a course with information you can find online. And don't get me wrong, like, I'm sure these courses for some people are worth it, you know. They didn't escape the rat race. They are literally now actively participating in it. And now, like, it's the new 9-to-5 trap. Except this time, you're not just losing time. You're losing your money. Your hard-earned money. Because when we grow up, and when we're growing up, we're sold the dream of work the 9-to-5. You can retire. You can get lots of money. You can get a job right after school. You can do all these things, just keep the stability. And in reality, none of that's true, you know? A lot of these jobs aren't even giving out good benefits anymore. There's not even good pay. It's hard to survive in this economy with even a job that maybe a couple of years back would have been good enough to survive for a couple of years and build a savings and build a retirement account. And now you can barely get by paying bills with these same sort of jobs. And so the irony of this all is literally that they're building the same system, but with just better branding. They're selling you a dream. They're selling you the hope that you can do it too, that you can be just like them. And while you can, I think you guys can be even better, because you guys aren't going to prey on people who are already struggling and scraping to get by. Like, there's just so much shame and fear and FOMO and all over like social media, and it's getting like sad, because it's like, then when they sell you back the dream, then when you buy their course and you don't make the numbers like they do, you start asking yourself, what's wrong with me? Why couldn't I make the numbers like they did? Why am I not at my 10K already? Sweetie, you're not the problem. You were never the problem. It's the system that has set us up for failure. And while you can escape it and you can gain financial stability, you have to know where the right resources are, you know, to look. And I'm actively on like looking on those sort of resources and stuff like that, because I am trying to become a transparent channel in which I educate people on the topics that I feel like need to be talked about more and that I don't see much of. What I talk about is because I want to see more of it. I want to see more people actively speaking out against these influencers and these content creators. I want to see people actively coming together and deciding that these courses are bullshit, that all of this is bullshit, that capitalism is bullshit, and these content creators and these influencers are no better than the capitalistic system that set us up. So if you or anybody you know has been like scammed by an influencer or a content creator, call them out in the comments below, because we need to be making our community aware of the type of people that on a day-to-day basis prey on people's vulnerability and on their lower social status. You know, it's not fair. Like, capitalistic scam, rat race scam, escaping the matrix scam. And so, but to that, I ask, is it worth to sacrifice your ethical morals and sacrificing other people's hard-earned money just so you can make yours? Is it worth it? That's just a question I want to ask. So yeah. Anyways, guys, click subscribe button below, and if you're watching this, I hope you have a wonderful day.